Today, we're recapping the fantasy comedy movie It's a Boy-Girl Thing. Nell Bedworth, a bookish high schooler, enjoys reading Shakespeare in her room. Her peace is shattered by her neighbor Woody Dean, a varsity football player who blasts hip-hop music. She demands he lower the volume, but he refuses unless she flashes him. She declines, but in a mishap, her shirt gets caught in the window, exposing her accidentally. The next day, Nell receives a Yale interview letter. Her parents are confident in her, knowing she never disappoints them. Meanwhile, Woody's parents discuss his future. If he gets recruited for college football, he'll be the first in the family to attend college. If not, his father has a backup plan working at Spatula World, a future Woody dreads. Nell misses the school bus and has to walk while Woody, a popular football player, gets a ride from his friend Horse. Seeing Nell alone, Woody and Horse drive through a puddle, drenching her. The water makes her hair puff up, leading to laughter at school. Later, Nell and Woody argue again. Nell mocks Woody's future, calling it meaningless, while Woody humiliates her in class by replacing her Aztec research materials with inappropriate content. On a school field trip to a museum, the students learn about Aztec civilization. Their teacher pairs them up to prevent cliques, forcing Nell and Woody together. Once again, they bicker in front of a statue of Tezcatlipoca, the god of sorcery. In the heat of their argument, the statue casts a mysterious spell on them, but they leave unaware of what just happened. That night, Woody and Nell go about their usual routines. Nell reads while Woody dances to hip-hop. As they sleep, the spell finalizes its effect. The next morning, they wake up in each other's bodies. Shocked and confused, they struggle with their unfamiliar bodies, even failing to dress properly. In Nell's body, Woody awkwardly interacts with her strict mother, who insists she eat oatmeal before leaving. In Woody's body, Nell eats the unusual meal prepared by his mother. Woody tries to avoid it by feeding it to Nell's dog, but his enthusiasm earns him another helping. As Nell, in Woody's body, steps outside, Horace arrives to pick up his friend, but she can't even open the car door. Meanwhile, Woody, in Nell's body, rushes outside but misses them. Now seen as Nell by others, Woody is forced to walk to school. At school, Nell bumps into Woody, who demands answers. Clueless about their body swap, they agree to find a way back. Nell cries in Woody's body, forcing him to step in to protect his reputation. They decide to get through the day and hope things return to normal. In class, Woody, posing as Nell, delivers a disastrous speech, mistakenly naming Jennifer Lopez as the greatest living American. Nell is humiliated and scolds him afterward. At lunch, Nell, as Woody, is called to sit with his friends but is interrupted by Brianna, who invites Woody over for the night. Horrified, Nell refuses and flees, humiliating Brianna, who believes Woody rejected her. Later, Nell joins Horse in the workshop and declares she won't attend Woody's practice. Horse warns the coach won't like that. Frustrated, Nell impulsively calls Horse out for his foul language. Nell struggles to keep up with the athletes, constantly missing the ball and slowing the team down. The coach scolds her, believing Woody isn't trying. If he doesn't improve, he'll be benched. Horse offers encouragement, but Nell is distracted by his naked genitals. The next morning, Woody wakes up to Nell's radio blasting Elton John music he hates. At school, Woody confronts Nell about her poor performance at practice. To her, it's just a game, but Woody refuses to risk getting cut from the team. They soon realize their outfits clash with their reputations. Nell dresses preppy, while Woody prefers a laid-back style. Nell refuses to change, so Woody takes matters into his own hands. The next day, Woody, as Nell, steps off the bus in high heels and a ridiculously short skirt, turning Nell into a so-called high-class hooker. She tries to salvage her reputation, but Woody enjoys making a scene. At lunch, he exaggerates his behavior by eating messily, further embarrassing Nell. Nell humiliates Woody at a drama audition, performing Shakespeare like an overly aroused teenager to get revenge. Later, in the men's room, she compliments another guy's penis just to be friendly. Meanwhile, Nell, still in Woody's body, breaks up with Brianna. Woody rushes over for answers, but Nell is unapologetic, insisting he'll get over it. Furious, Woody declares that tonight is the night Nell will lose her virginity, and leaves with a biker, Nikki. At Nikki's place, Woody drinks excessively while Nikki attempts to seduce who he believes is Nell. Woody's mom, thinking Nell is her son, gives an encouraging pep talk. To stall, Woody convinces Nikki they need a bed, but when the moment arrives, panic sets in. Realizing the awkwardness, Woody tricks Nikki and escapes into the woods. The next day, Nell plays an Elton John song, confusing and frustrating Horse. Horse tells a friend that Nell and Nikki hooked up the night before, terrifying Nell into thinking it really happened. Shaken, Nell cries in the stairway, where a teacher finds Woody unusually emotional. When Nell blurts out that she just found out she lost her virginity in a trailer park, the teacher quickly excuses himself. The next day, Woody arrives to find people laughing at Nell. As she reaches her locker, she sees hurtful words smeared across it. Woody sees how upset she is and confesses that he never actually lost Nell's virginity. Nikki just spread a lie. Still disappointed, Nell demands that Woody help put an end to the rumors. Determined, Woody searches the school for Nikki, finally finding him in gym class. He publicly confronts him, but Nikki keeps up the lie. Woody tries to punch him, but Nikki effortlessly blocks it. Frustrated, Nell, still in Woody's body, lands a solid punch, forcing Nikki to confess. Now energized, Nell promises to fix things between Woody and Brianna, but Woody remains doubtful. Homecoming is next week, but Nell and Woody are still stuck in each other's bodies. They think back to when the switch happened and remember arguing in front of the statue of the ancient god of sorcery. Determined to fix things, they return to the museum. Nell tries to negotiate with the statue, hoping it will reverse the switch, but nothing happens. Frustrated, they brainstorm their next steps. Woody realizes Nell has his strength, she just needs to learn how to use it. In return, she offers to help him prepare for her upcoming Yale interview. Woody attempts to teach Nell football before the homecoming game, but she struggles. That night, Nell helps Woody analyze Shakespeare. Later, she talks to Woody's dad, who shares that he used to be friends with her father, but Nell's mom disapproved, ending their friendship. The next day, Woody, in Nell's body, finds Chanel, one of Brianna's friends, crying. She caught Horse kissing another girl. Trying to comfort her, Woody asks why she dates guys who hurt her. Chanel admits she used to feel invisible until she started dating Horse and became part of Brianna's circle. Woody reassures her, saying everyone fears being invisible. Chanel now sees Nell as someone who doesn't care what others think, and she admires that. Chanel brings Woody, still in Nell's body, to Brianna's sleepover. Brianna isn't thrilled at first, but when Woody suggests that Nell just wants to have fun, she warms up to the idea. Meanwhile, Nell, in Horse's car, feels disappointed when she catches him checking out other women. Horse explains that Woody was the faithful one, while he's just out to enjoy himself. He then takes Nell to a party. At the sleepover, Woody gets a pedicure while Brianna and the girls mock Nell. They soon decide she needs a Brazilian wax. Woody endures the unbearable pain. At the party, Nell drinks heavily with the guys. The next day, Woody helps her recover from a brutal hangover. She thanks him, and it's clear they're growing closer. During football practice, Woody realizes Nell is aroused. She insists it's nothing and tells him not to overthink it. That night, Nell sneaks out to visit Woody as he struggles to pick an outfit for his Yale interview. Woody suggests that since they're stuck in the wrong bodies, they should go to the homecoming dance together, but not as a date. Nell agrees to the not a date and sneaks out of Woody's room, only to hurt herself in the process. At dinner, Nell's parents question her strange behavior. Woody, still in Nell's body, says she plans to study with Woody again. Nell's mother disapproves, calling Woody a stupid loser and blaming genetics for his failures, something Nell once believed. Her father stays silent but clearly disagrees. Later, Nell's father answers the door and finds Woody asking for Nell. Following his wife's orders, he says she's at school studying. Woody asks how Mr. Bedworth has been, sends regards to his wife, then kisses his cheek before leaving. Nell's father looks unsettled. On the football field, Nell finds Woody throwing footballs in the rain. Frustrated, Woody says football is all he's ever known, and now he doesn't even have that. Nell insists he's more than just football, but Woody doesn't believe her. He thinks privileged intellectuals like Nell don't understand him. Woody feels the body swap ruined his future. He shouldn't be preparing for a college interview, his path was set. Nell tells him to trust that things will work out, but Woody refuses. Repeating Nell's mother's words, he calls himself stupid, uneducated, and cursed by bad genetics. He throws the ball to Nell and walks away alone. Nell and Woody reflect on each other's achievements and future plans. The next day, Woody, in Nell's body, arrives for her Yale interview. When asked about Nell's love for poetry, Woody struggles, nearly ruining the interview. Before leaving, though, Woody passionately discusses modern poets' rappers, calling them a contemporary art form. The dean is impressed by this unique perspective. That night, Nell sits on the bench during the most important football game of Woody's life. Woody watches with his parents, but the game isn't going well. Determined to change that, Nell steps up, turning the tide and earning the praise of Woody's parents, something that deeply affects Woody. With seconds left, Nell scores the winning touchdown. After the game, a college recruiter approaches, impressed by the performance, and offers Woody a future in football. Later, Nell and Woody talk about their experiences. They admit they've learned a lot from being in each other's shoes, and, if they had to be stuck in someone else's body, they'd be honored to be one another. At that moment, the statue reverses the spell, returning Woody and Nell to their original bodies. Woody is lifted by his team in celebration, while Nell walks in on him kissing Brianna. Hurt, she leaves alone. The next day, Woody tries to see Nell, but her mother refuses, dismissing him as uneducated. Nell receives her Yale acceptance letter, yet she feels no joy. On the night of the homecoming dance, Woody pretends to care about Brianna, but his heart isn't in it. Meanwhile, Chanel and Horace are back together, but when she finds another girl's panties in his car, she tricks him into stripping in public, then steals his clothes and drives away, leaving him stranded. At home, Nell confides in her father, admitting she likes Woody but is heartbroken. He reassures her, saying Woody is a good person and encourages her to follow her heart. Knowing she had nothing to wear, he surprises her with a dress and shoes, bringing a smile to her face. At the dance, Woody is crowned homecoming king, alongside Brianna as queen. As she begins her speech, Woody feels nothing. Just as they prepare to dance, he sees Nell arriving and immediately leaves Brianna. Quoting Shakespeare, he confesses his love, and Nell kisses him. Furious, Brianna tries to intervene, but Chanel accidentally rips her dress, exposing her. Meanwhile, Horace arrives naked, barely covered by balloons. Later, Nell tells Woody she got into Yale thanks to him. They kiss again. The next day, Nell informs her mother she's taking a year off before college, despite her objections. She then joins Woody, climbing into his car. As they drive away together, it's clear they've chosen their own path.